Y'all know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Foolish Show podcast. I am your host, F to the Ish. It stands for Foolish, representing reality, music, entertainment. We back live once again, folks. Give you another good podcast. Simple good vibes, man. This is where we come and talk about real life stuff. We don't come on here just to gossip and waste your time. We talk about real life stuff that we all deal with. And remember, life ain't a game. You only live once, not twice. Make sure you appreciate life. Value life while you're here. One day we all gonna die. Let's keep that in the back of our mind. Every day you wake up is a blessing. Don't take your blessings for granted. Maximize your life and your time on earth. Maximize your potential. Live your life to the fullest. But we live streaming tonight on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Trying to get everything set up so we can get this party started. The live chat is always open. Feel free to leave your comments. Interact with the show. Express yourself. Just keep it positive. We spread good vibes over here. We ain't with nothing negative. Keep that negativity to yourself. But tonight's topic, we're going to talk about what was some of your biggest decisions you had to make in your life. You know, when you live in life, you're going to have to make all types of decisions when you're growing up, from being a child to becoming an adult, to when you get old, and to when you're down in the ground. So what are some of y'all biggest decisions that you had to make? That list can go on and on. So we're going to get into it in a minute. Let me just set everything up, folks, and I got you. Remember, the live chat is always open. Hit that thumbs up button if you're watching on YouTube. The YouTube channel is Reality Music Entertainment. That is the YouTube channel. Subscribe if you ain't already. But tonight's topic, what was some of the biggest decisions that you had to make in life? It could have been what kind of career you had, what you was going to do for a living. Everybody used to ask you when you were young, what you going to be when you grow up? So what were some of your biggest decisions? It was some young girls that got pregnant at an early age and they had to make a decision whether to keep the baby or have an abortion. That's a big decision to make. So tonight we're talking about what were some of your biggest decisions you had to make in life. And when you live life, you're going to have to make choices. What to do, what not to do. What to say, what not to say. But what were some of your biggest decisions when you were living? As you live, is it choosing where you want to live at? Making up your mind whether you want to have kids or not. It's all type of big decisions that you're going to have to make in life. Who's going to be your soulmate? Who's going to be your husband? Who's going to be your wife? There's always big decisions to be made. You have to make up your mind of what you're going to do on certain things. If you get pregnant, you got to ask yourself, am I going to keep the baby or not? These are big lifetime decisions. You got to make a decision whether I'm going to marry this person or not. You got to make a decision whether I'm going to sleep with this person or not. We're constantly making big decisions in our life. What were some of your biggest decisions while you was here? While you living? See, life is all about choices. You got to be careful with the choices that you make. You make the wrong decisions, you end up in a bad spot. Put you in a bad place in life. So you want to make sure you make the right decisions. All through life, you're going to have to make life choices. Who you going to hang with? Who's going to be your friend? Who you going to marry? Who you going to start a family with? Should I work at this place? Should I transfer? Should I quit my job? There's so many decisions in life to be made. You always have to weigh out your options and make the best decision. Do what's always going to benefit you the most. Make the good decisions in life so you can live a good life. Life is all about choices. You make bad choices, you end up in the wrong places that you don't want to be. So you have to make good decisions while living. But what are some of your biggest decisions that you had to make? Maybe you had to decide whether you're going to cut your hair or not. You've been growing your hair for 20 years. Maybe you want to decide whether you want to get that tattoo or not. And you never had one all your life. There's always some decisions to be made. You just have to always think things through. When you make decisions, make sure you're making the right one. But it's okay to make mistakes. Sometimes we make bad decisions. Sometimes we make terrible decisions. Sometimes you pick the wrong person to marry and have a baby with. Because now your life is full of drama and misery. So you got to be careful what kind of decisions you're making in life. Bad decisions can come back to haunt you. It can come back to hit you right in the face. Be conscious of what you do. Be conscious of what you say and how you act. Who you allow into your life. Who you open up to. Who you share your love and your heart with. The more you keep living, there are decisions to be made. Life is about choices. What choice are you going to do? How are you going to move in your life? Are you doing all you can to make sure you're making the right decisions so you can be happy? You don't want to live in misery. They say misery loves company. People will try to suck you into their own misery because they don't have nothing going on. So you have to decide whether you're going to be a follower or a leader. Are you going to follow the ones around you, or are you going to lead your own way? We have to be conscious of the people that we hang around and who we vibe with. You surround yourself with negative energy, and negative things going to come into your life. Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you lay up with. Be careful who you tell your deep secrets to, because everybody don't have your back. But as long as you're living, you're going to have to make all types of decisions. You got to decide whether you're going to do this, whether you're going to do that. If you got kids, you got to decide how you're going to raise your kids, what you're going to teach them and what you ain't going to show them. What school they going to go to, how they going to dress, what type of food they going to eat, what environment you going to have them in. It's always decisions to be made, folks. Life is about choices, and the choices that you make. How you move will decide how your life will be set up. If you want your life to be set up in a good way, then you have to move in the right way. The more you live, the more you should learn. You learn from living. Because you learn what to do and what not to do. You learn who to trust and who not to trust. You learn when to turn it on and when to cut it off. You learn who is for you and against you. You learn different things the more you live. But life is about decisions, folks. What are some of the biggest decisions you had to make in your life? It could have been whether you're going to keep that child or not and not have an abortion. You have to make a decision whether you'd rather be a father or a mother. You have to make a decision when that man proposed to you and got on one knee, whether to say yes or no. You have to decide in your head, is this the love of my life? Is this my soulmate? Is this somebody I really see me being with for the rest of my life? Those are big decisions, folks. That's nothing to play with. Those are life-changing decisions. So don't be afraid to make the right choices. Stand for what you believe in. Always understand that life is about choices. And you're going to have to make split decisions. Some decisions can save your life. Whether you decide to do this or do that. Whether you decide to try that drug or not. Whether you decide to take that pill or not. There could be life-changing decisions. You don't know how life will work out. Every day is something new. We can't predict the future. But we can take it one day at a time. That's all you can do. But it's some decisions that have to be made. You have to decide what your career going to be. You got to decide whether you want to have a family and kids or not. You have to decide whether you're going to settle down there and where you're going to call your home. You got to decide whether you're going to renew that lease or find somewhere else to stay. You got to decide whether you're going to take that promotion or stay at the job you at. It's so many decisions that have to be made. What are some of y'all biggest decisions that you had to make? Everybody has to make choices. Some decisions may come back to bite us. Some decisions might work out for your benefit. It all depends on what you decide to do. It all depends on how you carry yourself and how you live in your life. But it's going to be big decisions that you're going to have to make. You got to decide whether you're going to try alcohol, use drugs, have sex, travel the world, fly in the airplane, get on a boat or a ship, try different foods or not. It's so many different things that you have to decide. Justin, I see you checking in, man, on Facebook. Y'all make sure y'all drop them comments, man. Interact with the show. Let me know what were some of your biggest decisions that you had to make. It could have been something major or something small. Maybe you had to decide what you want to cook today. Maybe you had to decide what kind of hairstyle you're going to put in your head. Maybe you had to decide what kind of haircut you're going to get. But there's always some decisions to be made. Every day when you wake up, you got to decide whether you're going to work or not. You got to decide whether you're going to put gas in your car or charge it up. You got to decide what you and the kids or whoever going to eat today. You got to decide whether you feel like calling certain people. You got to make up your mind if you feel like getting out of bed. You might feel lazy and don't want to move. But there's always decisions to be made, folks. Choose wisely. Don't make the wrong decisions in your life because you'll end up in a bad place. You'll end up in a place where you don't want to be. Then you find yourself looking around, asking yourself, how did you get there? But you didn't realize the choices you made to put yourself there. You didn't think about what I did to put myself in this situation. You always have to try to do some self-evaluation and look at the person in the mirror. It's easy to point fingers at everybody else. But if nobody put no gun to your head and make you do it, then you have to take ownership of your bad decisions. If a lot of your relationships didn't work out, you have to own up to that and say, I didn't make those work, or I did not pick the right people. It's easy to look at other people and not yourself. You have to be comfortable and live with the decisions that you make. Life have ups and downs. You're going to be having good days, and then you're going to have bad days. You're going to have days when you don't want to be bothered. You're going to have days when you don't want to talk to nobody. You're going to have days when you're going to think and feel like everybody is against you. You're going to feel like you don't have no friends. Sometimes you might feel like your own mama and daddy don't love you. We all have those days where you're not so happy, where you're not so excited, where you're not so energized and full of life. It's a part of being a human. But you have to overcome that and snap out of it and get back to reality. Because life is not going to stop. The world is keep on spinning. It's still bills to be paid. It's still people that you got to feed. You might have other mouths and other lives that's dependent on you. So you got to be conscious of the decisions that you make. What are some of the big decisions that y'all had to make in y'all life? Maybe you had to decide on what career you was going to have. You had to decide what you're going to do after graduation. Whether you was going to a college or not. Whether you was going to attend a university or not. Whether you was going to go to trade school, boot camp. Whether you was going to be a drug dealer or a gangster. There's always decisions that you made in your life, from being a baby to growing up. Just gotta watch the decisions that you make, because it can come back to bite you in the end. Making the wrong choices will put you in the wrong places. You end up where you don't want to be, and your life will not be where you want to be. You have to look at yourself and should want the best for yourself. It's all right to make mistakes. It's okay to fall down. As long as you pull yourself back up, it's okay to fall down. Miss Glover checking in. I see you on Facebook. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook. I see y'all. We live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Tonight's topic: what are some of the biggest decisions you had to make in your life? Maybe you had to decide whether you was going to propose to that woman or not. Maybe you had to decide whether you was going to leave this person and try to be with the other person. Maybe you had to decide whether you were going to start smoking or not. Whether you're going to hit that blunt, that cigarette, or that cigar. Maybe you had to make a decision and ask yourself, do you want to start vaping or not? Life is always about choices and decisions. Don't be afraid to live your life. Don't be afraid to mess up, because we're going to mess up in life. You're going to make some bad choices. You're going to make some bad decisions. It's how you bounce back from it. You have to be able to learn from your mistakes. Even if you get knocked down, it's one thing to be knocked down, but you don't stay down. You always pull yourself back up and keep pushing. Never be afraid to live your life. Take control of your own life. Make your own decisions. Don't worry about everybody else, because everybody else is not in your body. Everybody else ain't gonna have to live with the choices that you make. That's something that you have to live with. As the old folks say, if you make your bed, you have to lay in it. Are you prepared to lay in the bed that you make? Are you prepared to live with the decisions that you're making in your life right now? And there's still other decisions that you got to make. You got to decide who you're going to date next. You might have to decide what school your kid's going to go to, what middle school, what high school. Maybe you have to decide whether you still want to live where you live at, or do you want to relocate. Maybe you have to decide whether you trade your vehicle or not, trade it in to get something bigger. There's always decisions to be made. Ask yourself, are you making the right choices? Are you putting yourself in good positions in life? Are you putting yourself behind because you're not making the right choices? You're not doing the right things. Your mind is not in the right place. You're not making the best choices, whether it's in your love life or your other life. You feel like everything is going wrong. You might feel like your life is on the edge. You're going through tough times. That's all a part of living. Because we all done been there. We all done experienced it. We all done had good days. We all done had the bad days when you couldn't wait for that day to just be over. We all done go through things where you keep getting bad news after bad news. Feel like nothing is good happening in your life. That's why you always keep your faith, because your faith will be tested. See, God has to see, do you believe or not? Do you believe in him? Or are you just lost? See, a lot of people are lost in this world. They don't know which way to go. They're confused. They don't know what they want out of life. They don't even know why they're here. They just here, breathing air. But you want to make an impact and have a positive influence on everybody around you. Impact your kids, the people in your house the right way. Impact the ones that's close to you in a positive way. Be a good influence. Be good motivation to them. Show them that you can live a good life and be happy. Nowadays, everybody doing anything for clout. They will act a fool and show their behind to get a little clout. The internet got everybody want to go viral. Everybody want attention. Hey, look at me. Look at my videos. Subscribe to me. They feel like it's easy money. But don't believe and don't follow everything you see. A lot of this stuff is staged and it's set up. It's not organic. See, what we do on here is organic because we just talking from the dome. None of this is premeditated and pre-recorded. It ain't no acting. Ms. Glover says, yes, indeed. But what you see is what you get with the Foolish Show. That's why we different over here. You don't get all that gossip over here. What you get is real life stuff that we all dealing with. And we all got big decisions to make in your life. And the biggest decisions the biggest choice you're gonna have to make is to accept God in your life or not. Do you want to go to heaven or not? Do you want to go to hell or not? These are some big choices, folks. How are you going to handle all these big decisions? How did you handle all this stuff in your life? Did you make all the right choices? Or did you mess up a lot of times? Did you have a lot of hiccups? Did you have a lot of falls? Did you give your time to a lot of people that didn't deserve it? Did you date a lot of people that shouldn't even have a chance? Did you waste your time on somebody that really didn't care about you? They didn't care whether you was happy or not. They didn't care what you had in your life. They didn't care if you felt love or not. That's why we have to be careful of the decisions that we make. The choices that we make in life, it can come back to bite you. You can give the wrong people your time and energy, and all that can go down the drain and be a waste of your life. Heather says, yeah. Shout out to Heather checking in on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe, man, to this channel. This is the Foolish Show Podcast. Feel free to leave your comments. Tonight's topic, what are some of the biggest decisions you had to make in your life? Maybe you had to decide whether you wanted to have kids. Maybe you had to decide whether you were going to leave your parents home. Heather says, preach. It's always decisions that you got to make when you live in life. The question is, are we making the right decisions? Are you following the crowd, or are you doing your thing? Are you riding your own way, or you jumping on everybody else? Are you living for you or for everybody else? What is the most important thing in your life? What makes you happy? Do you have the answers to those questions? Are you in a good place right now in your life? Are you in a good space? Are you comfortable in your own skin? Do you like what you see when you look in the mirror? Self-love is important, because if you can't love yourself, then you can't love nobody else the right way, because you got too much self-hatred. You want to allow yourself to be happy. You stuck, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize the position that you're putting yourself in. So the decisions that you make go a long way in life. From when you're growing up to being a teenager to when you're an adult until you're dead and gone. There's decisions that have to be made. What choice are you going to make? Are you going to make the right choice when it's time? When it's time, are you going to make the right decision when the pressure is on? When the world is on your back? When things is not going your way? Are you going to break? Or will it make you strong? Heather says, do I want to take the risk of committing to someone again? See, that's a good one, Heather. Because some people, it's hard for them to move on, especially when they've been done wrong. And they feel like that pattern is going to keep repeating itself. But you can't hold on to the past, because you'll never be able to live your life. We always have to keep pushing forward and move to the future. If you waste all your life worrying about what didn't happen, you'll never enjoy what's in front of you. If you're always looking backwards, then how can you enjoy what's in front of you? Don't let your past mess up your future. Don't let your past mess up your future blessings. Because maybe that person was removed from your life for a reason. Maybe at the end of the day, they didn't mean you no good. So God took them out of your life. And you don't know, tomorrow or next week, he might be ready to play somebody else that's going to appreciate you, that's going to love you better than you ever been loved before. But that's a conscious decision that you have to make. Nobody can make you do it. You have to decide, am I ready to move forward with my life? Everybody has that empty spot sometimes when you feel lonely and you want somebody to comfort with. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's why we have women and men. We make each other stronger. We belong together. One needs the other. So it's all right to want somebody. And it's all right to be afraid, especially of all the prior things you've been through. Because we all don't have our ups and downs. We all don't have bad relationships or somebody that you feel like don't waste your time and play with your heart. Whether you're a male or a female, anybody can get their heart broken. It doesn't discriminate. Anybody can get a heartbreak, no matter how old you is, and no matter if you're male or female. Because you're human and you got emotions. You have emotions that you deal with. And your emotions is like an up and down roller coaster. Ms. Glover says amen to that. What decision are you going to make today? Are you going to make a good decision that's going to help your life, going to benefit your future? Or are you going to make another bad choice? Are you going to still put yourself behind the 8 ball? How are you planning on moving? What is your next step in life? Life is what you make it. And one thing about life, it ain't easy. It's hard. Because you're going to have a lot of heartbreaks and heartaches. Heaven says thanks. You're going to have a lot of ups and downs. But they always told me, what don't kill you will make you strong. So you take the things that you've been through as a life lesson. But you don't let it break you. You stand tall. You stay firm. Because tomorrow can always bring a brighter day. Tomorrow the sun can shine again. It could be cloudy in your life right now, but tomorrow the sun can shine. Tomorrow could be the best day you ever had. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? Don't let that make you break you. If it didn't make you, don't let it break you. But you got to be conscious of the decisions that you make, folks. Sometimes we put ourselves in bad positions in life, and then we wonder how we get there. You have to own up and take ownership of what you do. If you messed up, then admit that you messed up and I made a mistake. It's okay to say I messed up and I made a mistake. I made a bad choice. I picked the wrong person. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. It's called being grown, being adult, and taking accountability of what you do. Can't go all your life blaming all your mistakes and putting it on everybody else. You won't take accountability of what you do. It's always somebody else's fault. We live streaming right now on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. This is the Foolish Show podcast. This is how we do it, folks. I keep giving you that good soul food. I give you stuff that's going to touch your mind, body, and soul. Talk about real life stuff. No gossip. No he say, she say. Nothing about what I heard, such and such, and such and such. We talk about things that we deal with in life. And we all have big decisions to make. And we done made it already. If you done made it this far, you don't have to make a lot of big decisions. If you don't came this far, you don't have to make a lot of choices in life. What is going to be your next steps? Where are you going to let life take you next? We have to live with the choices we make. Deal with life accordingly. Take accountability. Be grateful for everything you got. Because it don't take nothing but a second to lose it. Be thankful for everything you have, because you can lose it in a minute. And always understand that everybody ain't got it. Everybody don't have a roof over their head. Everybody don't have water to drink. Everybody don't have food. Everybody don't have a cell phone. Everybody don't have social media. What were some of the biggest decisions you had to make in your life? What choice you made that you wish you could have back? What were some of the best decisions that you made? Maybe you picked the best job that pays you well. Maybe you picked the best major to major in college. Maybe you decided I will have my baby and not abort it. And now you have a beautiful girl or a beautiful boy. What are some of your best decisions that you made in life? Everything that we do ain't always got to be bad. Some choices could be good. Some choices could benefit us. You could help yourself in different ways if you make good choices. If you surround yourself with good people. Can you live with the decisions that you make? Can you live with the choices that you're making in your life? Are you doing things that you know you wish you want to take back? Are you doing stuff in your life that you wish you could have back? Are you doing things that you ain't got no business? Are you saying things you ain't got no business saying? Are you dealing and hanging around people you know you got no business hanging around? As the old folks would tell you, you know right from wrong. You know when you're doing wrong and when you ain't. Think about what I'm telling you. You got to take ownership of your life. Take ownership of what you're doing. Every decision you make, you're going to have to stand on it and live by it. You're going to have to live with those decisions that you're making right now. And it could either hurt you or benefit you in the future. If you decide to do criminal activity, it could hurt you in the future. You could damage your life. You could take away your freedom. You could live in misery if you don't make the right decisions. Life is all about choices. What decision are you going to make next that's going to benefit you? A choice that's going to make you feel good about yourself. Something that's going to lift you up, not tear you down. Every day you wake up, is decisions to be made. What y'all gonna eat today? What you and the kids or whoever gonna eat? Are you gonna cook? Or are you gonna go to a restaurant? Or are you gonna go to a drive-thru? You gotta decide how I'm gonna get some money today. You gotta decide whether I feel like driving and going to the grocery store and grabbing some groceries. You gotta decide whether I'm gonna get my hair done or not. You gotta decide whether I'm gonna brush my head or I ain't. You're always gonna have to make decisions when you live in life. Just make sure you're making the right choices, putting yourself in good positions, setting yourself up for the long-term benefits. Don't do things that you know it's gonna hurt you or come back to bite you. Make the right decision. Don't follow the crowd. If you see the crowd doing wrong If the crowd turn left, you turn right. If everybody going left, you should be turning right. No matter what everybody else do. You take responsibility for your own life. Because what they do, they got to live with that. What you do, you got to live with it. You have to live with the decisions that you make. And if you do something wrong and it come back to bite you, then it's going to hit you hard in your face. You decide to make bad choices and get on drugs, then don't be surprised when your life falls apart. You become a drug addict, then you lose everything around you. They take away your kids. They even take away your freedom and lock you up. There's consequences for your actions. Every action has a consequence. Can you live with the consequences of your actions? Can you look yourself in the face? Are you living the best life you can? Or are you hindering your own life? Every day you live is choices and decisions to be made. What you gonna wear? Am I gonna wear a t-shirt? Am I gonna wear a polo? Am I gonna put on a hoodie? Am I gonna wear a hat? Am I gonna put grease in my head? Should I put on deodorant? Should I put on lotion? There's always decisions to be made. Life is all about choices. We done made a lot of choices in life. When you was in high school, you had to decide what's next. What I'm going to do after I graduate. What field or what career I'm going to get in. Am I going to college? Am I going to take up a trade? Am I going to just start my own business? You had to make that decision. You had to decide where you was going to live at. You had to go apartment hunting or house hunting. You had to find a good location where you felt comfortable, a spot that you thought looked good, was nice and clean. There's always choices to be made. Are you making the right choice with different things in your life? What are some of the bigger decisions that you made? Heather says, leaders set the standard. Followers have no direction. I'm a leader. I co-sign that, Heather. It's harder to be a leader. It's easy to follow. If you look at social media, everybody got followers and everybody's following what the crowd is doing. When something goes viral, everybody's following that. When something appears to be cool in a fashion trend, when it's trending. So it's easy to be a follower. It's harder to be a leader and do your own thing. Make up your own mind. Dress how you want to dress. Talk how you want to talk. You don't have to act how everybody else do. You don't have to live like everybody else. If that's the case, we'll be around here looking like zombies and robots. We all are unique and different. Everybody has their own unique qualities. Don't be afraid to let it show. Take accountability. Own up to your mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all did things we wish we could take back. We all dealt with people we wish we never gave our time to. But all we can do is keep pushing forward. The goal is to always push forward and not go backwards. Always try to keep your head above water and make sure you don't drown. Because tomorrow can always bring a brighter day. Even if you just had your worst day, tomorrow could be your best day. You don't know what God has in store for you. So never give up. Never lose your faith in what you believe in. And stand behind what you believe in. Don't let people poison your mind and try to control your life. You have to live with your own decisions. You got to be able to make your bed and lay in it. You want to be able to sleep comfortable. You want to be comfortable while you're in your bed. You want to have to keep tossing and turning. Can't get no rest. Always worrying. Always stressing. There's always some type of drama going on in your life. You're always in the middle of something. That's not a life you want to live. You want to live a life where you're happy and joyful and able to appreciate everything that life gives you. You want to be able to enjoy this life. But it's all about the decisions that you're going to make, that you're making right now. You had to make a choice whether you was going to watch this podcast tonight or not. You had to decide whether you was going to log on and click on and watch. You had to decide whether you were going to take a bath or take a shower. You had to decide whether you was going to clean up the house today or leave it for tomorrow. You had to decide whether you was going to do laundry or leave it for tomorrow. Whether you felt like putting the clothes in the dryer or you don't. Do you feel like wearing flip-flops or you gonna put on sneakers? There's always decisions to be made, folks. We always gotta make a choice. Life is about decisions and choices. What you decide can affect your life. The things you decide to do, it can either help you or hurt you. Do things that's gonna help you and not hurt you. Put yourself in good positions where you can benefit and live a good life. You don't want to live a life where you're always stressing, always worrying. You're always in the middle of confusion. There's always drama at your front door. There's always some kind of chaos. You have to sleep with one eye open. That's not a healthy lifestyle. That's not a lifestyle you want to endure in. There's no happy ending to that. Make sure you're doing what's best for you. Do what's best for the ones around you. Don't do things that's going to hinder your life. Don't do things that's going to tear yourself down. Take care of your body. Live life to the fullest. Live life with no regrets. Stand behind what you believe in. Keep your faith in God. Ask Him to show you the way. Keep guiding you in the right way to go. Stay focused. Don't worry about what people are saying on the outside. Don't worry about how many people are talking about you or hating on you or doubting you. Don't worry about how many times you don't got stabbed in the back. Don't worry about how many friends don't turn their back on you. You have a life to live. You got things to accomplish. You have a purpose to serve. Don't let the other people tear you down. Don't get distracted by the devil. Because he comes with many disguises. Stand firm and stand strong. Stand strong for what you believe in. But we live streaming right now on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So shout out to everybody that's watching and that will be watching later on. I understand some people ain't able to watch while we live, but they go back and watch it. And I appreciate y'all. Always feel free to leave your comments. Don't be afraid to speak your feelings. What were some of the biggest decisions that you had to make? Some of the things you had to overcome. I know a lot of people don't made it through a lot of stuff. You done seen a lot of things. You don't deal with a lot of hatred. You don't dealt with a lot of backstab. A lot of people don't stab you in the back. Took your heart and stomped on it. We all don't dealt with a lot of that stuff in life. Life is a roller coaster. You're gonna have ups and downs. It will take you through that, as that song says. Life will take you through that. But we all have to go through it. We all live in life as we speak. So we all have choices in the decisions that we have to make. The question is, are we making the right choices? Are you making the right decisions for you and your loved ones? Are you putting yourself in a good position? Are you in a good place in life right now? Where do you stand? What do you believe in? What is most important to you? You got to go through stuff to become wiser. Heather says, got to get through it to get to it. That's a great saying, Heather. You got to go through it to get to it. You got to take the good with the bad. You got to deal with the downs so you can go up. You got to appreciate the bad times so you can value the good times. When you go through stuff, it's life lessons that you learn. And God is showing you. And sometimes He has to break you to make you. Sometimes we got to be toned down to be built back up. I'm going to say it one more time. Sometimes God got to tear you down to build you back up. You're not a finished product. God ain't done with none of us. But we got to take accountability. We got to believe. Got to keep your faith. Got to live your life how you're supposed to. Always remain humble. Always fear God and understand that He's in charge. He has the last say. And one day, we all got a meeting to go to. We all have to go to Judgment Day one day. And there's no way around it. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care where you're living at on earth. One day you're going to leave. So are you ready for what's going to happen next? Life after death. Do you feel you're living the life that you're supposed to? None of us is perfect. We all sin. We all do things that we don't supposed to. But there's going to come a time when we have to pick a side. We got to choose whether we're with God or not. Are we going to hold it down or not? You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep tiptoeing across the fence. We have to live with our decisions that we make. And the wrong choices, we're going to end up in the wrong place. You're going to end up with nothing but misery and you're going to suffer. There's no good benefit